Hi, this is Tawny with the Kinsman Free Public Library, and today's book recommendation is My Sister, the Serial Killer by Oyanakin Brathwaite. I'm pretty sure I just butchered that. I'm really horrible at pronouncing names. But anyway, this book is a ride. So it is about two sisters, Ayoola and Korede, who have an interesting relationship. Ayoola can't seem to stop killing her boyfriends and calling Korede to come clean up the messes. Korede also is in charge of making sure Ayoola doesn't act inappropriately and out herself as the murderer of these men. Korede reminds her to not post cute photos on Instagram and to appear as though she is mourning, to wear mourning colors and engage in proper behavior for a girl mourning her boyfriend. The story really takes off though when Ayoola sets her sights on the man Korede has a crush on, a doctor she works with. And it not only becomes when will Ayoola kill again, but will Ayoola kill this man? So we follow the sister as she tries to battle whether she should turn her sister in, but if she turns her sister in, she's going to turn herself in, and what that means, as well as the when will the sister kill again. The story is fantastic. It's fast-paced. It has enough plot twists to keep you interested without overwhelming you in this very short little volume. But it's a lot of fun. It has a great sense of humor, which is fantastic in thrillers like this, because you almost need that sense of humor to counteract what is going on in the story. So to kind of showcase that, I'm going to read a chapter. They're very short, like maybe 2 or 3 pages. Have you heard this one before? 2 girls walk into a room. The room is in a flat. The flat is on the 3rd floor. In the room is the dead body of an adult male. How did they get the body to the ground floor without being seen? First, they gather supplies. How many bed sheets do we need? How many does he have? Ayoola ran out of the bathroom and returned armed with the information that there were 5 sheets in his laundry cupboard. I bit my lip. We needed a lot, but I was afraid his family might notice that the only sheet he had was the one laid on his bed. For the average male, this wouldn't have been all that peculiar, but this man was meticulous. His bookshelf was arranged alphabetically by author. His bathroom was stocked with the full range of cleaning supplies. He even bought the same brand of disinfectant I did. And his kitchen shone. Ayoola seemed out of place here, a blight in an otherwise pure existence. Bring 3. Second, they clean up the blood. I soaked up the blood with a towel and wrung it out in the sink. I repeated the motions until the floor was dry. Ayoola hovered, leaning on one foot and then the other. I ignored her impatience. It takes a whole lot longer to dispose of a body than to dispose of a soul, especially if you don't want to leave any evidence of foul play. But my eyes kept darting to the slumped corpse, propped up against the wall. I wouldn't be able to do a thorough job until his body was elsewhere. Third, they turned him into a mummy. We laid the sheets out on the now dry floor, and she rolled him onto them. I didn't want to touch him. I could make out his sculpted body beneath his white teeth. He looked like a man who could survive a couple of flesh wounds. But then, so had Achilles and Caesar. It was a shame to think that death would whittle away at his broad shoulders and concave abs until he was nothing more than bone. When I first walked in, I had checked his pulse thrice, and then thrice more. He could have been sleeping, he looked so peaceful. His head was bent low, his back curved against the wall, his legs askew. Ayoola huffed and puffed as she pushed his body onto the sheets. She wiped the sweat off her brow and left a trace of blood there. She tucked one side of a sheet over him, hiding him from view. Then I helped her roll him and wrap him firmly within the sheets. We stood and looked at him. "What now?" she asked. Fourth, they moved the body. We could have used the stairs, but I imagined us carrying what was clearly a crudely swallowed body and meeting someone on our way. I made up a couple of possible explanations. We are playing a prank on my brother. He is a deep sleeper, and we are moving his sleeping body elsewhere. No, no, it's not a real man. What do you take us for? It's a mannequin. No, Ma, it is just a sack of potatoes. I pictured the eyes of my make-believe witness widening in fear as he or she ran to safety. No, the stairs were out of the question. We need to take the lift. Ayoola opened her mouth to ask a question, and then she shook her head and closed it again. She had done her bit. The rest she left to me. We lifted him. I should have used my knees and not my back. I felt something crack and dropped my end of the body with a thud. My sister rolled her eyes. He took his feet again, and we carried him to the doorway. Ayoola darted to the lift, pressed the button, ran back to us, and lifted Demi's shoulders once more. I peeked out of the apartment and confirmed that the landing was still clear. I was tempted to pray, to beg, that no door be opened as we journeyed from door to lift, but I am fairly certain that those are exactly the types of prayers he doesn't answer. So I chose instead to rely on luck and speed. We silently shuffled across the stone floor. The lift dinged just in time and opened its mouth for us. We stayed to one side while I confirmed that the lift was empty, and then we heaved him in, bundling him into the corner away from the immediate view. "Please hold the lift," cried a voice from the corner of my eye. I saw Ayoola about to press the button, the one that stops the lift from closing its doors. I slapped her hand away and jabbed the ground button repeatedly as the lift door slid shut. I caught a glimpse of the young mother's disappointed face. I felt a little guilty. She had a baby in one arm and bags in the other, but I did not feel guilty enough to risk incarceration. Besides, what good could she be up to moving around at that hour with a child in tow? "What is wrong with you?" I hissed at Ayoola, even though I knew her movement had been instinctive, possibly the same impulsiveness that caused her to drive a knife into flesh. "My bad," was her only response. I swallowed the words that threatened to spill out of my mouth. This was not the time. On the ground floor, I left Ayoola to guard the body and hold the lift. If anyone was coming toward her, she was to shut the doors and go to the top floor. If someone attempted to call it from another floor, she was to hold the lift doors. I ran to get my car and drove it to the back door of the apartment building, where we fetched the body from the lift. My heart only stopped hammering in my chest when we shut the boot. Fifth, they bleach. So that is just a small snippet of the story. It's even better. Korede is a nurse in a hospital that takes care of coma patients, and she spills all of her secrets to one of the male patients she's taking care of, only for him to wake up again and confront her about what he heard in the hospital. So not only does she have to worry about her sister killing the man she's in love with, now she's got this man who knows her sister is a serial killer because Korede admitted it and admitted her part in the crime. So she's got all of this to deal with, on top of just also trying to live her own life and distance herself from her family and her chaotic sister who can't seem to let a boyfriend live more than a week. So please give this a shot. It is darkly hilarious. It's so much fun. It is a very quick read. It's available on Overdrive and Libby as an ebook and an audiobook. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Thanks for listening. Bye.